What's going on, you guys? My name is Lane and welcome back to another episode of Solely Survival. Before we actually get into today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about what happened in last episode. Last episode, we got this bird back here, which is Gerald, and then we got these two over here, which I needed names for. So as one does, I went to the comments section and got names from you guys. Captain Wishbone suggested we name this one Larry after his bird from his survival series. And then this one here, the name was suggested by Wanderstar Kid, and he suggested that we name this one Harold. So we have Jerry, we have Larry, and we have Harry. And I think that honestly is a brilliant idea. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with those names, and I couldn't be happier about it. I just don't have an anvil or the name tags to properly name them yet. We will eventually get to that. But now with all that bird business out of the way, we can actually get into today's episode, which leads me out into the backyard. So if you take a look at our little starter island here, you can kind of see that it's pretty bare. We've got animals running all over the place, and we've got random spruce trees out here, but that's really about it. And it's time to change that. This island is a little bit bland without, well, other things on it, I guess. And I've had a few ideas, but I am far too indecisive. So I reached out to you guys and I asked for input on that, and you guys, well, you didn't disappoint. I've got a couple of ideas that I want to go with. So one person suggested that we put in like a restaurant or something, which I didn't have intentions on putting a restaurant on this island. I'm gonna be honest with you. I initially thought that on this island, this would just all be kind of personal stuff, and then everything else around would just be well, kind of whatever. Let it be restaurants or, just anything, I guess. But then Chelsea commented and she said that we should make a little bit of a fishing hut and combine like a cafe type thing with it. So I think the restaurant and the fishing hut idea is going to get it combined into one thing, and I'm going to put it right out here. I'm also going to redirect the path from up there and basically all the way around here and lead up to this area. And in the process, I might even change this little area up here. I have had a pond envisioned in this exact spot since I took over this island, and I really want to go through with that, so I might change that. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I do need to get started on kind of planning this thing out. I have no idea what I'm going to build here just yet, or well, I have no idea how I'm going to build it here just yet, I should say. And yeah, so I've got a little bit of planning to do, and I will, well, I guess it's time to get started. Okay, so I've got this little dock put in here as just kind of a placeholder, but it might actually stay. So what I'm thinking is this dock is going to be here, or at least along here somewhere, and it might even kind of wrap around here just a little bit. But what I'm thinking is the actual build for the cafe part of it is going to go right in here, and it's going to be connected to the dock itself. What I'm thinking is it'll be just a little over the water, so this way as you're sitting in there dining or whatever, you can kind of stare out at this river or lake or whatever it is that we're calling this thing. Yeah, that's kind of my thought process. I just need a lot more materials. I actually used pretty much the last of my spruce just doing this, which really wasn't a lot of spruce to begin with. So I guess I'm going to go over here and kind of grow a few more spruce trees and get some more wood together and get a few more materials, so this way we can get that going. Okay, so as you can see here, I have pretty much laid out how I want this place to look, and I kind of have an idea, and I'm thinking it's gonna be a little similar to what I built over in the Season 1 world, where I kind of have the slanted roofs and everything, but what I'm thinking is I'm gonna have two separate, roof lines. So this side of the build here is probably gonna be a little bit taller, and this side isn't gonna be quite as tall, or I might change that, we'll see. And then they will have the slanted roofs, and then back here there's also going to be another one that's kind of at a different height from the other two, and it goes inwards, just so this way I can add a little bit of shape to the build, because this is definitely gonna need that. And yeah, that's basically where I sit so far with this. I don't really know what else I want for it. Yeah, I am thinking though that this is going to follow a very similar palette to what I used over there, where it's going to be basically stone all around the bottom, and then up towards the top I will have brighter colors. And I actually think that will fit quite nicely. One thing I want about this area is to kind of match. I don't want it all to be super samey, but I do want it to kind of fit the same aesthetic that, well, the other builds have. So I think that's basically where I sit with this. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it at this point. I need to get to work on it. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get back to work on this. I will see you guys here in a bit. All right, I have finished the build so far. It's not really finished, but it's got quite a bit done to it. So let me just kind of explain to you what I'm thinking. I originally said that I wanted to have kind of different heights and stuff like that to it. And then I just kind of started looking around the area and I was like, well, I think it should fit aesthetically with what's going on over there. So I decided to kind of, well, do just that. So we're following pretty much the same palette over here as we are over there. And, well, as you can see, this is very undetailed at the moment. I do plan on going in, adding greenery. Like some of these fences and stuff that are up here, they probably will get swapped out for greenery. And then down here, we have got basically the first floor, which still does not actually have a floor yet. And I do have intentions on going back and texturing the walls and stuff, kind of like how I did over here with the regular stones and with all of the stripped birch and everything like that. And that'll also add quite a bit to this as well. And, you know, obviously I did the whole thing for depth and whatnot, adding in these little jut outs here, which kind of helps a lot. The only thing is I still need to get a roof put on, and I am probably going to add like a chimney or two on top of it like I did over there. Yeah, I kind of have a different idea for the roof actually. And over there I had used the dark oak and the spruce. What I'm thinking over here is I'm going to outline it with the dark oak, but instead I want a different wood type. I am actually leaning towards mangrove. I think the reds there would kind of blend nicely with the colors that I've got behind me there. So I think I need to go find a mangrove swamp, but I figured why not make a trip out of it and, well, instead of going just for mangrove, go and find pretty much the rest of the saplings that I need. So I think that's where we're going next. We can finish this later, which I probably will spend a little time out here fishing before we go because I really need more food. This 4 bread is all I pretty much have to my name at this point. I'm going to fish for a little bit and try to get a little bit of food together and whatnot. And then I think we are going to spend some time exploring the world and just seeing what all it has to offer. Alright, fish has been acquired and everything, and I've got tools made for backups because, well, these are not doing too hot. So yeah, I think it's time to go ahead and pick a direction and just kind of head off and see what we can find. I have zero intent on using chunk base. I just want to kind of explore naturally and see what I come across. I just kind of want to be surprised by everything that I see. So that's what we're doing. I've got, again, no idea where I'm going. I think I'm just going to go off in this direction and we will see what happens. Okay, so I'm trying to keep track of what saplings I already have and don't have. So I know I've got dark oak, I've got birch, I've got spruce, and I've got oak. That's pretty much it. Despite the fact that I was in a jungle last episode, I didn't actually collect any of the saplings, which is pretty strange. I don't know why I didn't do that. So I've got to grab some of those, which is kind of not in the direction we were aiming to go before, but I think that's going to be where we go. We're going to go this direction and just kind of keep going, and yeah, we'll see what we come across. But I do need to grab this. I do need acacia, I need the cherry blossoms, and I need the mangrove. And like I said earlier, the nether woods, we can worry about that another time. We don't have to deal with that right now, but that would be something that I need later on, as really, I've grown a bit of appreciation for that kind of wood here lately, especially the warped wood. I really like how that looks. So, yeah, I think I'm done rambling. I'm just going to go ahead and start getting some of these saplings, and if I find anything, I will let you know. Alright, so I've got some jungle saplings now, and I just kind of wanted to chat while I'm boating across here. So, while I was doing all that fishing... Oh, let me get away from here. Oh, that's not good. No bueno. No bueno. Yeah, anyway. While I was fishing, I was just kind of hanging out and watching Netflix the entire time I was doing it, and I basically restarted The Walking Dead, which is a show that I've always enjoyed. And there's a shipwreck, so we're gonna check that while we're here. But yeah, that got me to thinking. What are you guys watching nowadays? Leave a comment down below letting me know what you guys are watching nowadays, what your favorite show is. If you have any recommendations or anything like that, just let me know. I am actually curious to hear what you guys think about it. All right, let's see what this first chest has in here. Buried treasure map and a bunch of paper. I will take that. I've still got mining fatigue, so I'm gonna let that wear off before I get in here after this other one, unless I can dig down right here, but it might take a while. Okay, there was actually a hole right here, which was perfect, so, ooh, lapis. I will take all the iron, the emeralds. I don't really need the gold, but I guess I'll take it anyway. I think that's it down here? Okay, well that's not a bad haul. I really could have used that iron, so I am not gonna complain about that. Actually, before I boat too far away, let's check out this treasure map. I think it's right over here, maybe? I don't know, I've never been good at navigating these things. I'm going the wrong direction. Maybe over there? I don't know, I'll get it figured out. All right, I am pretty much right on top of it now, and if you take a look at your F3 screen and you see where it says block, you want to try to get those numbers on 9, and then the last number being 9 as well, and that usually will lead you exactly to where the treasure is. So that's a pretty cool tip. I'm just trying not to die while I'm doing this, so let me find that real quick. Okay, I have found it. It's right here. Okay, I expected a little bit more of a dig than that, but it's right here. Okay, a diamond, an iron sword, more iron. You know what? I'm gonna take pretty much all of this. This is pretty cool stuff to have. And my inventory is pretty much full already, so I guess we're heading back, dropping some of this off, and then getting right back at it. Alright, so I dropped off all of my stuff, and then I turned and ran the opposite direction from where I was before, and, well, I've already come across the cherry grove over there in the distance. And that's actually really cool, because home base is literally just right over in that direction. Like, if I free cam up, it's literally right there. So how I have missed that before, I have absolutely no idea, but that's a really good sign. So I'm gonna go over there and get that. All right, I've made it over to the cherry grove. I've gotten some cherry logs, some saplings, and some of these petals here. And I've also kind of accidentally angered a couple of bees and accidentally got their heads. We're not going to talk about it. But while I was over here, I actually found another thing. So right over there is a village. And that is definitely going to be looted, because why not? But there's also a savanna right there. And if you look closely back there, there's another village right there in the savanna. So oh, and there's a pillager outpost right there. I did not notice that. Cool. So I guess I've got my work cut out for me. I'm going to check this, and then I'm going to go over there, and I'm going to check that village and do all of that. And then from there, I'm going to go to the pillager outpost, and then we will keep searching from there. All right, I ransacked both villages now. I actually found a ruined portal, so I, obviously checked that out as well. And then the pillager outpost, it didn't really have a whole lot going for it, but I did find this, so that's kind of cool. Just a little ways past the savannah, you're not gonna believe this. There's actually a mangrove swamp right over there, literally just right there. This is not all that far from home. I mean, it's a good little distance. It's far enough away that I don't want to have to travel back out here if I need tons of mangrove, but it is also still close enough that should I need it, it's still here. So yeah, I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna take some of the propagules. I think that's what they're called. I don't know. I'm not good with words, but I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna take some of those, and I'm actually gonna deforest quite a bit of it because, well, that roof is gonna need quite a bit of the mangrove. So yeah, I'm gonna get to work on that. All right, we are back at home base now, and I must admit I'm a little bit of an idiot. I completely forgot to show you guys the entire haul from that excursion, but what it boils down to is I got saplings for the rest of the trees, and I've got to be honest with you, I was not anticipating getting all of the saplings in this episode. I actually fully expected for me to have to take a little extra time to find the rest of them, especially the mangrove. I wasn't expecting that to be as close to home as it was, and really none of it was that hard to find. It was just all over this direction, all basically in like one straight line. It was only like a couple thousand blocks out at most. But anyway, we can go ahead and get started on the rest of this build here. And I really plan on throwing up some mangrove for the roof and kind of surrounding it with dark oak like I did up there. And I think the mangrove will blend in really, really nicely with the rest of this build. So I'm going to give it a try and see what happens with it. And as you can see, I still need some detailing. I've got to go in and I've got to add in more of the stripped logs and stuff in this. I didn't do this yet here, and I feel like that just makes a bit of a difference. And I also need to add in greenery and all of that stuff, and windows and whatnot. But that's stuff that I will eventually get to. I'm just going to go ahead and finish this thing off. I will see you guys here in a bit. Alright, I am finally done building the fishing cafe hut thingamawhatsit. I don't know what we're calling it. But it is finally done. And down here, you can see that I forgot to texture it like I did the starter house. And we're just not going to talk about it, okay? Up top, though, I did remember to texture that with some of the stripped birch, and I think it looks really, really good that way. We've got some lanterns, and we've also got some shutters there on the windows. And I think, all in all, that adds quite a bit to it. And then there's also a little bit more curvature with the stairs up there, and the fences also add a little bit of depth as well. I basically just not necessarily copied and pasted what I did over there, but I did pretty much use the same kind of style just to make things seem, well, a little bit more together in this area, make the builds kind of seem like they're meant to be around each other, and I am really happy with that. And you can see that I did decide to stick with the mangrove on the roof, and really, I am honestly happy with that. I love the mangrove. From back here at first, it looked a little bit bland, so I did add in this little arch right here. That was just to kind of add a little bit more shape to it, because otherwise it was going to be really too flat and kind of boring. And then I added in the fireplaces here, which helped as well. And then over here we've got this little jut out section as well, and just to add a little bit more shape, and again just a bunch of curvature and basically the same stuff that I did all around the build. And the fishing dock is just well, this for the time being. I might expand this later on. I'm not really too messed up about that right now, but we will eventually get there. I can say though, one of my favorite features on this house, or not just this house, but well, in just building in general, is doing, well, this little staircase thing here in the corners and then adding these trap doors going around like this. It adds a little bit more shape and adds a little bit more color and depth to it, and I really, really like how that looks. So inside, I did go ahead and put together a little bit of an interior, and don't worry, that guy's not a real wandering trader, but I'll explain that in a second. But in here, I did just add in a little bit of seating and added in a few cups around here. I was going to use sea pickles, and then I realized I didn't have sea pickles, and I honestly did not feel like leaving the area again to get materials, so I did go ahead and just use the flower pots for now. I'll probably come back in later and change them out for sea pickles to add a little bit more color in the area. There's also plenty of lighting in here with the lanterns, which looks nice. I added in this little shelving table thing. Again, not good with words. And yeah, because this is obviously a cafe, we need somebody back here running the area. We're gonna just completely disregard the fact that he doesn't have a kitchen. But yeah, so this is here. And this is the armor stand mod that I have installed. Well, not the mod, but the data pack. And basically what this does is this allows me to place down an armor stand on top of a slab like this. And basically you can just position it however you want to. And then you can place one of your mob heads on top of it. And basically it makes it act like a living mob. And the cool thing about this guy is you can actually buy stuff from him using this. So here we've got all the micro blocks, as you can see, and I do have plans on buying some from him, probably not these specific ones, but the beauty in this is that you can actually break the floor out from under him and you can place it back down, and you can well, basically just keep re-rolling the trades that he has, so you can keep going and picking out whatever blocks that you want from him. And you can pretty much do this with any other mob head that works on these armor stands. I'm not sure which ones all work and don't work. I know in Season 1 I experimented with it, and I didn't really experiment too much with it. But yeah, so That's how I got all the mob heads in that one, or not the mob heads, but the micro blocks in that one. So, yeah, it's also getting nighttime, so give me just 1 second. Alright, so now that I've slept through the night, I can show you what all I've done out here, which you can kind of see here behind me. I did go ahead and add in the axolotl pond here. I actually am really happy with how this turned out. I just really thought that shape that was right here in the island just really was screaming at me to make a pond, and honestly, I think it was a good idea. I've got to listen to those ideas more often. I also plan on adding in more stuff out here at some point just to kind of go around the area, but I'll figure that out at some point. That's not really a today problem. I did go ahead and expand the path from up there all the way down here to the front of the build, and I made a little staircase right here, so I actually have a way up and down here to get in and out of the house, which made a big difference to me because I got tired of, well, just jumping down here, getting over there, realizing that I am slow and I forgot something and I had to get all the way back in here and get something, and that would basically be me running all the way around or running upstairs, then back downstairs, and it was a whole thing. You can also see that the island is a little bit of a mess at the moment with the tall spruce trees out here and all the podzol and everything, and then I've got a random mangrove tree out here, and then bamboo and everything growing. The farm animals are still running rampant out here, and I've got to figure that out, but I don't think that'll be a today problem, because I think that just about does it for today's episode. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to show your support by liking the video, commenting down below, and subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to turn on that notification bell while you're down there. And yeah, I think that just about does it. My name is Lane, and I will catch you guys next time.